Welcome to my channel. My name is Aaron Hersherson, Aaron Limitless. It is a Sunday, the 24th of May, 9:30 p.m. I've just been adjusting one of my every dawning visualizations which I use to prepare for business. Now, for my trading stuff, last week's video I started a funded account challenge and I would have already been 40% past. But as I'm using some new technology with my trading, what happened was I closed the position and it closed on the funded account by accident. Anyway, we're going to pass this and we're going to use this and reinvest properly and make a whole load of money from my plan. I want to raise money, so I've also made a document, a PDF on my plan to raise money. I've been waiting till it was nearly June for a long time, which is now, because I wanted to build up some more track record for my confidence and also something to present to the investor. So they are going to be funding the challenge and I will pass the challenge and then give them a cut of the results, you see. But we're going to pass this current challenge I'm on now because that will give me it can act as collateral and give me some own cash to inject myself from my own money. My journey has been this way or no way. There's been no job, no side hustle, nothing. It's just been me. Back in the day, I did used to do some side hustles like things on eBay, etc. But it was never consistent and nothing lucrative. I say back in the day, this was like last year before that. Anyway, that's what we're doing. I need to just adjust something again. The thing I was speaking about, the dawning visualization process I do for business to prepare. I need to add a bullet point section because it's been looking messy the last week. I love making adjustments. I always monitor things based on my inputs. I learned very young that your inputs create a result. It's just cause and effect. So every action, every cause has an effect. So what I like to do is, let's say there's a problem I'm having. Let's say I don't like how something's going. I will change the input. And if I change the input, I will change how this thing is going that I don't like. So for example, last week, every dawning I was doing my process to prepare, but it was a bit messy. The colors were different. It wasn't concise and it felt tedious. So I've changed the inputs. I've changed the colors, the font size. I've made it more concise, more neat. I've gotten rid of some irrelevant words like and, if, them types of words. So now going into next week, because I've changed the inputs, the output of that tedious feeling I had has now been mitigated completely. Now in these videos, when I started these videos, I had no abs, no nothing. I was overweight, I didn't like it. Let me show you me in the mirror. Under some light. Actually, what is this? Okay, ready? The Ruaf. The Ruaf. Now, once I get my personal trainer, this will all be amplified. So I already have my dream physique, but I just want to bring it out a bit more. So bigger pecs, deeper abs, bigger shoulders, front, side, and rear delts, and tone my legs, and that'll be me done. I don't want to be super big like this. I don't like that look. I don't want that look. Anyway, let's get on with this adjustment. So when I started these videos, I was 80 kg. Today I'm 60 kg. all the fat just melts off of me because my businesses are quite high level and like serious. Like making the wrong decisions can wipe you out literally, or it can break your whole system. So I fast every day, and yeah, I started that for my body, but now my body has become fat adapted and very sensitive to sugar and insulin spikes. It means my businesses benefit from not eating, like from fasting. So last week on my desk, which I've never done before, I had a banana and I made a mistake, you see? It's them little fine margins. So I will never eat anything else on my desk ever again, especially not a banana. 9:58. I'm gonna work out. Right now I've woken up. I haven't done no actual work in terms of, I have done some inner work, but I haven't done no business work. But you know, if I was, well, I am already rich. Am I not already rich in my consciousness? So that means I don't even need to do anything. Right now I have assets on Google. I have a repeatable edge. So yeah, right now I might not be doing anything technically, but things are compounding. But it's coffee. When I get my teeth done, I'm not gonna drink coffee anymore. I'm actually working on, well, I've already mapped it out, my own drink, Alpha M brew. So I won't even need no coffee, I'll have my own drink. So once I get my teeth done, I'll not be drinking this coffee because it stains your teeth. All coffee stains your teeth. That will be in these videos, my Invisalign and my, what's it called? My Invisalign and my composite bonding, but I might get veneers, like proper veneers where they shave your teeth. I'm gonna see. I'll speak to them, see how, because I have some stains at the back. When I was in hospital, I wasn't brushing all the time. There was some times where I was in excruciating pain. So brushing wasn't really, it was something I chose to not do. Because I was so uncomfortable. Brain surgeries. But yeah, so I'm gonna see how that goes. I'm gonna speak to the dude about the composite bonding. See what they're saying. Either way, we're getting our teeth done. 100%. Right now I'm gonna work out. I'm training legs. When should I stop this channel? I think I'm gonna stop this channel when, when I make a certain amount of money. I mean, if you can make 100K, you can make 1 million. Based on the way I was raised, from my own books and my mentors, if you can make 100K, you can make 1 million. And to be honest, if the paradigms I work in, if you can make 100K, you can make millions. So I might stop this channel at 250K. 250K, I'll probably stop this weekly stuff. Because once I've made 250K, because of the realms and mindsets I work in, I can make 200 million if I wanted to. It's about how far I want to take it. So if I can make 250K, I can make 2 million, 5 million, 10 million, 20 million, 50 million. It doesn't matter. So I'm gonna get to 250K. Then what I'm gonna do, the thing is 250K could come, well, it will come kind of quickly, because the plans I'm working on is basically gonna get me into my other industries, and I've created like a web. It's like a triangle with 3 different industries. 1, 2, 3. But once this funded account stuff gets going, I can get into my third industry. And once I'm in the third industry, it also allows me to do something else in my second industry. But these are big plays, meaning money is, you make a lot of money. It's not subscription based. It's not like you get paid this every month. It's kind of, you eat what you kill. But you make a whole load of money. So I'm going to stop this channel at 250. No, not the channel. I'm going to stop the weekly videos at 250K. But you will still see content, of course. I've got to help the people. I've got to teach what I know. I've learned so much in my interesting life path. I've done a lot of solitude. So 250K, we'll stop our weekly series. Let's go. 1503, I'm just mapping out a plan of one of my, the next site I'm gonna build out. This strategy, this whole idea that I'm about to carry out came from taking action fast and trying. Now I've opened myself up to a strategy on Google. I found a gap and I'm gonna exploit that gap. Obviously, it's nothing illegal or unscrupulous. It's just I found a gap in the market. This is business 101. So I found a gap. I'm currently just mapping out a plan. I'm also using one of my mentors. Shout out to Ipe. I'm looking at one of his sites because I got access to one of his sites from his YouTube video. Not access to change it, just to see it. So now I'm going through his and I'm just taking pieces on his style and using it to my own good, and I'll add my own little small tweaks. I'm currently just building my next site, which is exciting. I've learned a lot from these previous sites that I've built. I've learned so much. You know, I never had a mentor or a coach or in any courses, so I was pretty much just learning myself. I was watching some people on YouTube, but there's only so much they can speak about. But I've learned so much about SEO, Google. I know a lot about local SEO now, a lot. And this all came from just taking action fast and pulling the trigger. So now I'm building a site based on all of my up-to-date knowledge, and also from all of the mistakes I've made. I've developed an edge, a strategy for Google. There's a gap in the market and I am currently exploiting that gap. And I know my sites can convert because I've already got leads from my current sites. However, they haven't been consistent. They've been sporadic, occasional. They haven't been consistent and the traffic is not high enough. But what I'm doing now, the traffic will be much higher. My sites will convert and the rest will be history. So I started this 6 months ago, this lead gen stuff. And that 6 months was basically me learning. So let's say I didn't waste 6 months. No, in 6 months, I learned a whole load about SEO, about Google. I built my own strategy. Now it's go time. Let's go. 6:38, we're gonna bang out our workout. About a 40-minute workout, 6:38 a.m. Let's bang out this workout. We're training back and our delts. I can't remember what delts. I think rear. So let's go. Today I'll be focusing on my site. The latest site I was talking about. And also I do have some software work to do. Alright, I'm gonna end this because the camera is resting on a weight that I need. 7:24 a.m. Finish my workout. I have to change a variable. So I need to start getting out the house more. What's the date today? Check video week 24. I went to my hometown and spoke to 25 women. What am I waiting for? Why am I not getting back out there? I've been doing a lot of work, but I need to get back outside. So I'm gonna get out there and just speak to people. I'm gonna make myself very uncomfortable. Speak to people. I mean, it's hot. There's no excuses. I can walk. What am I looking for? Investors. And I'm gonna also speak to women, but I'm gonna frame it as though I'm looking for rejection. Because I know my business stuff, women become easy once you have your stuff together. That's my opinion. I don't have no interest. I'm not chasing no female. I'm worried about myself and I will absorb them on the way. So I'm not chasing no female. I need to get outside. On my walk, going on a long walk. I'll think on this walk. If I do see anyone who looks like they have money, I'll pitch them. And if I come across any ladies, I'll speak to them as well. Imagine having worked on something for years with no sign of success. You just kept going and then boom. Things started to reveal themselves. And now you're in a position to actually make significant big amounts of money. Let's go. The real Alpha M. 13:24, I'm just sat down. Thinking about the path I took. After school, I took a completely different path to everyone. Let me just show you where I'm sat now. I took a completely different path, but this is the path of greatness. The things I learned at 15, 16 from books that changed everything. I learned how rich people get rich, and I just did it. But I'm stepping into capital, like I'm stepping into a new chapter of scale. Right now, I've already got operations going well, so capital helps me. Capital boosts whatever I've got going on, but what I've got going on is already working. So that means if I add capital, it's gonna just amplify everything. I'm gonna watch. You're gonna see my Instagram. I've documented it on my Instagram. I've got pictures of me. Pictures of me with my minus bank account, all of these things. Watch. First supercar. It's between the McLaren, I like the 720S and the 765 LT. But I also like the Aston Martin Vantage. I hope I'm saying that right. But first supercar is between them two. I've held the same plans business-wise for years. I remember when I first started this journey, I wanted to do different types of businesses because I was basing it just on the idea. For example, I wanted a scaffolding business. Now, yeah, that can work, of course. There's some very wealthy people who have owned a scaffolding business. I wanted them businesses, though, just because I knew two of my friends' dads, they were involved in that. They were the owners and they had money. Shout out to them. Shout out to Billy. Actually, shout out to Billy Coop. So, yeah, man. But the businesses I'm involved in now, and that I plan to get in fact, one of the same industries I've got mapped out. I had mapped out back then years ago, but a lot of the ones I had mapped out, I'm no longer gonna do them. I could buy one of them. I would buy a business. Like, I would buy a scaffolding business, but starting from scratch, definitely not. But watch, we have some interesting plays that we are gonna do that are gonna make me extremely rich, very young. Watch it all unfold. Okay, I'm on my way back now. I've just asked two people, cold approach, if they have money. Both said no. But I'm happy I've now broke the ice. This has been something I've been planning for months, that I was gonna, cold approach. And although I want to pass my funded account first before I take their money, I can raise the money now and just say I'm launching in a few months when the account is passed, if I do pass. As I was leaving, I also saw a female. I spoke to her, I said, "Hey, how you doing?" And from her reply, I could tell she doesn't like me, which is perfect. I'm fine. But it's not perfect, but it's fine. Because from my mentor's advice, you're trying to find the female who likes you. Shout out to Goldie. I'm not trying to look for another female or chase for a female that doesn't like me. So you might have to get through 99 no's, or I'm not interested, or whatever. However, you have your ones that do like you, and they are the ones that I'm interested in. I like who likes me. Shout out Goldie. But you see, I asked them two guys if they got money. Then I saw another person. I asked them if they had money. Then I saw a girl and I asked her. It's like, when you get into the flow, you become unstoppable. So maybe the first one is the hardest, but then you get used to it, you get better, then it becomes kind of easy. Like, if I see someone now, I'm gonna speak to them. I'm just thinking now, you see, women, this is my new perspective. Women, relationships are business. Like, and the business is the lady being in a relationship with you. So when I cold call people, I'm not expecting the first dude to be like, "Oh yeah, let's go, perfect." No, I expect no's. This is business 101. When you're speaking with investors, do you expect the first one to say yep? Or do you expect it to be no's? So why with women should I kind of expect the whole thing of, oh, maybe your ego or your pride or your confidence can get shattered by a couple no's, but no. I'll get through my no's because my yeses are closer. And the beautiful thing is, because I work on myself and I get better as time goes on, I become more attractive over time, meaning my pool and options and gravity will be greater because I'm more attractive. So, yeah, bring the nose on. Gets me closer to my yeses.
Wednesday 8:02. We've had a great start to the day again. Done our workout, meditations, inner work. Now checking the charts.
11:36. I'm going to get myself some chicken. My mum's taking me. These are all going to be memories because soon I'll be moved out. So my mum won't be taking me anywhere. I'll be taking myself there. I've been doing this, building this new website. Now this website, plane please. So let's just say this. My whole lead gen took me 6 months of learning time to get to where I am now. And where I am now, I understand local SEO at a high level, I believe. I understand local SEO at a high level. So now it's time to fucking crush it, subjugate my competition. I've found a gap. It's time to exploit that gap. And the rest will be history because I'm about to enrich myself. I'm going to enrich myself in 2 industries, but both of them are going to make me rich. So I'm going to be rich times 2. Anyway, I'm building this site. It's coming along very good. This is my first website like this where I've really covered the whole SERP. I'm not in a narrow niche, meaning I'm not looking for someone who only wants their walls painted in black, for example. I'm saying I can do this whole service, not the whole service, but a nice amount. So I've kept my edge, which I've ranked on Google. I've already ranked at the top of Google before, multiple times using my, the strategy I found. But what I found, the SERP was too narrow. So I wasn't getting enough traffic because the website was too narrow. It wasn't broad enough. Now it is broad, meaning I'm gonna get more traffic, more calls, more leads. That's more rental. I'm a digital property developer.
15:57, about to eat my first. Some chicken, some rice, cucumber, avocado. Clean meal. Gonna go on another walk today. I'm just thinking about my trading. I might stop trading a session for a few reasons. I need to look through my data to confirm it. I did look through my data previously, but this will be like a final confirmation. It will suit my lifestyle better. It'll make it more, it'll just basically neaten up what I'm doing, because right now I trade both London and New York session, which is fine. But the way I move, I like sophistication. I like structure. So if I just knew I'm only trading within these times, that could be good. Also, the way I'm trading, my strategy makes more sense for me to trade in New York session. So, and also, yeah, on a lifestyle basis, that means I won't be trading 8 a.m. It suits me a lot because I'm multi-industry, and this is I'm building it all on this camera, but there's gonna be other industries coming in, and once them other industries are in, it definitely would make more sense me trading New York session, and I can just keep my dawning times from when I wake up. That can be focused on the other industries, working out. So yeah, it suits me better to make this move. I'll be able to manage my other stuff. Like when I wake up tomorrow, for example, I'll know, all right, it's tech time. Meditations. You can meditate all throughout the day, but Oh no, right, it's tech, Aaron. Focus on your tech stuff. The site I'm building, I've got some more done today. I'm very proud of how that's turning out. It's fantastic. Also, if I move, let's say I'm living in Asia or Dubai, I like the 1 p.m. time out there. So yeah, multi-industry, it would make sense. My days are kind of split up. Like dawning, it will be my tech stuff, and then, yeah, 18:14, I'm now about to go for a walk. I haven't been on my walk today. Let's go. We've made some big business decisions and improvements and progression today. My lead gen stuff has shifted completely in a positive way. Like, it has changed massively. And the reason I don't need money to know if something's changed is because I always focus on the inputs. I understand cause and effect at a high level. Not even a high level, just I understand cause and effect so clearly. So if my inputs and operations are changing positively, the end result, which is money, will also change. But the way I'm writing this site, all of it took me 6 months. I built 5 websites to get to my knowledge now. Right now, my knowledge, I have an edge on Google. I understand what Google loves and why. Not just what they love, why. How to give them what they love. I understand human psychology. But I had to put in 6 months of building sites. Now my life has officially changed in terms of building sites. I have a clear framework and it's exciting. I've almost finished this homepage I'm building. I'll build more sites, but I'll build the other pages. Also my software is going to help because that can add extra pages. So my life is really bending in terms of all my operations. I made a massive trading decision today as well. I'm only going to be trading New York session. That's big. Only New York. So now I know it suits my personality and psychology a lot better as well, because now I know I'm only trading between 1 p.m. and 3:44 p.m. So let's say altogether 3 hours per day max doing something to do with trading. That's perfect. Also the time zone all over the world suits it nicely as well. If I'm in Miami, it will be about 8 a.m, which is fine. If I'm in Asia, it'll be about 7 p.m. Perfect. Europe, roughly the same as 1 p.m, maybe 2 p.m, 3 p.m, or maybe 12 o'clock. Perfect. Middle East, about 5 p.m. I think it's about 5 p.m, I'm pretty around that time. Amazing. I've been falling asleep visualizing akin to sleep. And it's really shifting in ways I'm not trying to do anything. That's the real source. Fall asleep in the state of what you wish, and then the day when you wake up, you will naturally just do the things. It's a fucking glitch. Even like I've been going to sleep in a state and feeling a female, like a girlfriend next to me in my bed, even though there's been no one there. But then I find myself seeing women in my actual day. Just naturally, I'm going outside a bit more, I'm seeing nice women. It's crazy. Neville Goddard is the real deal. He is the real deal, man. 100%. 7:11 a.m. I'm not trading London anymore, so this has been real big for me already. And this is only day 1. I'm gonna do some work, some meditations, then I'm gonna work out. Then I'm gonna hit my desk. I'm almost finished my page. You know, I'm not gonna grind all day today. I'm gonna go on a walk. And yeah, we're gonna flow through life. Let's go. Thursday, 9 a.m, workout done. Now I'm gonna get in the shower, do all of that stuff. then do some site stuff, then I'm gonna see how the day goes. Yeah, I've got some things ready to add on to my new site. This is the latest site I'm building. Also, I checked my other sites, GSC. We've been getting some more clicks. No calls, but in my consciousness, I've changed it to there is calls coming. There's calls ringing. The phone's ringing. 13:34. I'm looking at the charts. I changed my session hours, and this is great. I love it. This is the first day with it like this. I'm looking at the charts less. It matches my psychology better, my lifestyle, even my strategy. I check the data as well to see if I perform better in New York. And the data shows that if I exclude January, the last 4 months I've made more in New York. But also I'm running on a small sample size. So I know that I'm very confident that over time, trading just New York will significantly improve my returns. Also, it hits problems on the head perfectly, like in terms of my psychology. Because now FOMO is less of an issue for me since there's no fucking London. So it's not a case of I can see a play and think, or I can see 2 assets I'm looking at and think, that might happen in New York, but this could happen right now, and I want to get in right now, so I'm going to take this one. Them subtle things right there. So this is amazing. I'm excited. I'm currently waiting for a trade right now. Should I show what I'm anticipating? I can't give away my source for free. I say that now, but there will be a day where I show my brilliance and greatness. What I'll show is this. All right, so I am currently waiting for price to come to this pink line. And what I'm anticipating when it gets here, look, this is live price. This is not no replay mode, look. You see that moving? Look at the time. This is live. I'm waiting for price to come here to this pink line. Then what's gonna happen when it comes here is this is gonna happen. Zoom. It's gonna go all the way up. That's my prediction. Now it's probabilities. Am I gonna be right? I don't know. Will it even come to the pink line? I hope it does, but it might not. And I'm ready for both. I'm ready for both scenarios. So I've got my alert set, and I will leave the charts, come off of the charts. I'm doing some of the site stuff. If my alert pings off, I'll reopen the charts. If it doesn't, but I've been living with this edge for a long time. Listen, let me tell you the story. I love my journey because I'm going to teach so many people, and I'm going to teach people the source because look, my strategy that I have now, fully designed, I've even named it, it's called APR. Aaron's Pink Road. I put my pink road on the charts, or that's what happens. In fact, I'm going to put a couple clips of the edge from my TikTok. Right after this clip, you'll see the brilliance. I've been making some tweaks to my trading. I don't know if I've spoke about it in this video already, but I've made some tweaks. What I'm doing now is I'm adjusting my risk to reward.
ratio. Since I've made my stop losses bigger, I now need to make my targets a bit shorter. Remember that trade I showed you earlier? The prediction I said it's going to come to this pink line? Well, let me show you how that played out. Now, the pink line isn't on my chart anymore because what's it called? I've removed it now. However, I will show you where I was looking to buy. I was in this trade. You ready? Here. I was in this trade, but my target was too far, and that happened. Now, the reason this happened was because usually I wouldn't have my stop losses. My stops would be a lot smaller, but because recently I've made my stop losses bigger because I'm trading funded accounts and the lot size gets quite expensive since my stop losses are so small and precise. So because I've made my stops because I've made my stops bigger now, what that's done is, and also because I have a fixed risk to reward for every trade, since my stops are now bigger, it means I'm now adjusting my target to be slightly further. However, there's too many things I'm trying to balance and it's impossible. So I've now changed my strict risk to reward, which was a 4.5R. I've now trimmed that down. And the beauty of that is there's no difference between the fucking decimals I'm changing it by. It doesn't matter in lifestyle terms. None of that matters. It's irrelevant. It's art. It's unnecessary. This is about making money, and my trading is at a point where it needs to be optimized to what's gonna pay me in my life, what's gonna get me in a modern apartment, what's gonna get me my car, what's gonna allow me to be free, what's gonna fuel my other businesses. So yeah, I've made a tweak. Yeah, so that's 2 big tweaks this week for my trading. No longer trade in London, changed my strict risk to reward amount. You know, these things are actually working for me because they're aligning me. They are bridges of incidents aligning me to my greatest good, my trajectory, my high performance state. I'm already a high performer, but this is some great stuff. Now I've got to run up these winning trades past this account, and we can get the ball rolling with this money. Friday, 7:52 a.m. I'm really liking how my trading is now in the second part of my day. So I know every dawning is tech stuff. I was checking over some of my sites, some of the first ones I built, and they're getting clicks, but they need a big refurbishment. There's a lot of important pages that aren't getting indexed. I know why. And I will refurb them. But if I put energy into them, it takes time and energy away from me building new sites. I've learned so much. It's like I might have to just leave them in terms of don't waste time on them, Aaron. Because if I never built them, I wouldn't have learned what I've learned. I learned by doing. I don't have a mentor or I'm not in a course. I'm just doing it. So I've learned so much, and I wouldn't have learned if I didn't build these sites. This new latest site I'm building, I'm excited for because, well, the structure is completely different. So there's not going to be any SEO issues, none of that. This is going to be real smooth. So, yep, I guess I spent 6 months learning, building
not to make money, to learn. Now I can build things that will make money and will perform well. Also, I need to check my software. I haven't been doing my software. I've been adding a login system. That's not been completed yet, so today I need to focus on that. Friday about 11:40. Amazing things are happening. I just fixed my software's login system. Well, not the login system, one of the important pages for my software. Look at him. One of my important pages for my software is now fixed. So the software can be live quite soon. I love not trading in London session. It's amazing. Yeah. It suits and matches every bit of me. My personality, not personality, but my psychology. Also the strategy itself. And another thing, you know what? This came when I've been falling asleep in my desired state, and look, these things are happening. I've just cut out a whole new trading session, and also I have completely changed. Well, I've made a big decision, big refinement on my risk to reward ratio, because the difference between a, let's say for example, actually I'll tell you, the difference between a 4.5 risk to reward, the difference between a 4.5 risk to reward and a 3.75 risk to reward is nothing in lifestyle terms. Like, either way, I'm driving my Ferrari, because another thing that's important is I'm multi-industry. I've built and mapped out a whole fucking empire. I'm not just a trader. I've created my own web and built it on this camera, and I'm building it on this camera. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Look at him. Let's go. Real awful. Friday 29th of May, I'm just sat here in some nature, analyzing myself, thinking, am I making any decisions wrong? Am I doing anything wrong? Should I be doing things differently across my two businesses right now? There's no money in the bank, but there is money in our infrastructure, and we have a skill set that can make, well, millions, to be honest. So I'm just analyzing, am I doing things wrong? We've had a slow 2 weeks, a slow 3 weeks. We've had a slow 3 weeks. I have this is trading, so we've had a slow 3 weeks. I've missed some of my winning trades, and because I'm a sniper trader, when I miss trades, it is quite pernicious to my P&L or my progress. So I've missed some winning trades. One reason was because I took a nap, missed a trade. Another one was I ate a banana on my desk. That, I'm very sensitive. My body's fat adapted and sensitive to any type of sugar from the insulin spike. So I ate that banana at my desk. I missed the trade. Yesterday's trade I was in, my target was too far, but that was important because now I know I've adjusted things. Since I'm using slightly bigger stop losses, I'm also making my take profit slightly shorter. So I'm cutting down some of the old requirement I used to have, which was a 4.5 risk to reward every trade. That's now a 3.75. So they are the tweaks I've made. I believe in the system. I know the system works. It's been working for months. In fact, over a month, over a year. It definitely works. But I had to make these changes also for my psychology. It's a lot better having my stuff
how it is now, with slightly bigger stops and smaller targets. It's not even really a change, because I'm only changing it because I changed my stop loss size. But that was necessary as well to scale. Because my stops are so small, because my edge is so precise, it means that if I want to risk higher, I need to use a super big lot size, and that gets expensive. But all in all, yeah. It's the end of the week. We didn't take a trade today. Next week, we're coming. We're going to have some winning trades. Also, I've changed. I no longer trade London. That's been a big change. I'm not trading London anymore. New York only. It matches my psychology. It helps FOMO. It also helps my lifestyle. I'm multi-industry, and there's more industries coming. So now it just means that I have more time to do other things, which is great. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Right now I'm analyzing, do I need to make changes? Am I doing things wrong? Entrepreneurship is rocky. It's not always smooth sailing, not in terms of financially or operationally, but what about emotionally? I always know I'm the man every day. However, some days I feel, I feel on top of the world. Other days I feel just more stagnant. I am noticing though, when I eat sugar, the next day I feel tired, and then when I feel tired, I feel a bit sluggish. So I need to just really fully cut that out, man. Like the sugary stuff, the biscuits, none of that. Saturday 15:41. I'm ending this video quite late. This was the 98th week in my life. 98 weeks. On 100, on week 100, I'm gonna do a special video and just show what I've created and what I've built in these 100 weeks I've been documenting. 100 fucking weeks. That's super big, man. 100 weeks. I'm gonna make a special video. I don't do editing, but I'll have to force myself to. Special video. So the week 100 will upload. Next week we're on week 99. Then we do 100. And then, the special video. Look, it's sunny, and what am I doing? I'm here fucking building and orchestrating and thinking about businesses I've built and what moves the needle. Whilst it's all fucking sunny, everyone's chilling, I'm here thinking, all right, what moves the needle? How do I get this? What do I need to do next? That's what I'm thinking. What moves the needle? But I'm building a life, and my trading, for example, just needs capital, and that's from these funded accounts. That's a stepping stone. Also building up my track record. I'm currently in debt right now, but it's business debt, so it's not like it's my personal life. I focus on my businesses. I'm so disciplined based on my old circumstances. Like, I don't dip into business money. To be honest, I'm here acting like I got loads of business money. The truth is I don't. I raised money from I've raised a load of money, and luckily I didn't over leverage myself too much. It's manageable. But these are big real things, man. It's sunny, what am I doing? Thinking, right, what moves the needle? Before I left, I improved one of my websites, the CRO. So I'm expecting one of these sites to bring in money. And the beautiful thing is The website I just improved, I've got a partner ready. So if I get a job, I get 10% of the job. So, actually I need to, but that's after he's completed it. So that means I have to wait for him to fucking finish. I don't know about that. It's definitely not scalable, but for like quick money. If he gets a 2K base job, I'll make 200 just off that. So trading is a capital. That's a capital business model. Anyways, this was the 98th week in my life.